Y'all, my name is Melissa Wintrow. I'm the state senator for District 19, where we stand today and where the Statehouse rests. It's a sobering reality that I live with every day, especially during session. And as we've heard today, it's kind of a sad day, a sobering day, that for the first time, a constitutional right, a fundamental freedom to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness has been taken away from us after years of calculated and hateful attacks. But it's also a day of clarity. I have never been more clear than I am today about what has to be done and who we are while we do it. Make no mistake, the linchpin to women's equality is the freedom to control when and if to have a child. This is about our independence. It's about our freedom to live the lives we choose. And the forces who are erasing those freedoms know it. They know it. They're the same forces who fight racial equity, who use buzzwords like critical race theory to deny the truth-telling about American history in schools. They're the same people attacking LGBTQ community and passing laws to ban gender-affirming care, passing policies in schools to silence kids and keep them from being who they are. They're the same people banning books. They're the same people who say they value life but don't provide medical coverage for mothers postpartum or study how to prevent the deaths in the first place. They're the same people who restrict access to contraception and shame women for having sex, but support an aggressive male culture where scoring and pursuing women is exalted. Nowhere in this climate do we talk about how to control men, how to control them from actually impregnating women, nor the epidemic of violence and bullying that is overtaking our institutions. So today, it must be a day of clarity, a day to shine the light on the truth and to see the interconnectedness of all oppression. These attacks on women, people of color, and anyone who doesn't conform to a traditional gender role is also an attack on the future and well-being of our very country and the essence of who we are and who we're supposed to be. A land of free, where justice is for all and not a conditional few. Amen. We've made great strides over centuries of work to live out the true meaning of the dream of our country. The dream of our country. Like the ocean waves crashing on the shore, we see progress to create a country where everyone can thrive, regardless of race, sex, gender identity, physical and mental ability, sexual orientation, and the list goes on. We've fought hard for our rights and our freedoms. And we've seen, read about, and been a part of great social movements to make our country stronger and more free. And in the face of those strides, unfortunately, we've also seen a backlash of fear creeping in from those who are told the myth that those who gain power will take away what you already have. Fear, their way of life, is coming to an end.
Put something on the ballot.
After George Floyd was murdered, we saw 20 million people take to the streets, and systems and institutions started to acknowledge that institutional racism existed and tried to address it. And then we also saw a president at the time outlaw diversity training in federal programs and the brutal creation of critical race scare. We are in a period of backlash right now to our progress. Just like previous movements, we will have to fight like hell to restore our freedoms and move us further toward justice and equality, just like those waves on the ocean shore. We will have to fight for the promise of our country, and the future of our very souls. The hateful backlash to our progress for human rights is so ugly. But we have to remember, it's nothing we haven't seen before, nor those before us. So let's be clear, crystal clear. We must see the attacks for what they are and fight for the world we want to live in. We have to keep a vision of where we want to be and who we want to be, and not become overburdened by the hate and the distasteful attacks around us in the present, right? Stay on that vision. Be clear. We want to live in a world where everyone can be who they are and pursue their dreams freely without disdain from their government. A world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, where everyone has nutritious food to eat, where people feel safe and everyone has a place to live, where people can access affordable or free health care, where learning and self-reflection is valued, where humility, compassion, and love are mainstream, where people are treated with dignity and respect, and where we value the land we live on and protect our vital natural resources. That's the world I want to live in. That's the world I want to keep my vision focused on. Right? Let us be clear. Today in our purpose, we need to lock arms together to fight for what is justly ours. And remember, that fight will not come easy. So it's essential. You have to care for yourself and care for others. Get your rest, meditate, walk in nature, read, take time in quiet spaces, center and ground yourself. Every great warrior must be well equipped for battle. I have never had more people contact me than are contacting me today about what to do. Remember who you are while you do it. But here's what we can do. Use your sphere of influence to do good things and include people and set a tone in your world. Educate yourself on what's happening now. Read history books. Put down your phones and iPads and talk to each other. Get involved in campaigns to elect people who share your values. Donate. Knock on doors. Talk to people who aren't like you. Talk about values. Try to find common ground. We must cut through the fear, misinformation, stigma, lies. Avoid hateful spaces. Maybe Twitter. Testify in committees. Write letters to elected officials and share your opinions. Schedule meetings with them or try. Write letters to the editor. Show up to protect curriculum and freedoms discussed during school board meetings. Woo, we got to defend our schools. Get parents in your school together and talk about how to protect your kids and fight for public schools and the places where everyone can be themselves. Meet with the principal and talk about your priorities. There's a lot to do, and we can do it together. Just as we've heard today, this is a team effort. Center yourselves, find supportive circles, and be clear about who you are while you do what needs to be done. Remain steadfast, remain true to yourself, and find peace and joy during the fight. This is a long battle ahead. Be equipped every day. For those who know me, you know I'm an Ironman. Ironman is not an individual sport. Even though they tell you it is, you are surrounded by support. Every day you have to do the training. If you don't do it, you don't cross the finish line. And there are days we don't want to do the training. But there's no way to win unless we do it every day. And remember, rest is a part of that training. So dig deep, people. We're in this together. Be clear, not just hopeful, be clear in your hope and how we got here and how far we got to go. Thank you.